Coming up on Mountain News this morning, from the mountains of eastern Kentucky to Capitol Hill, one local man made the trip to testify before Congress about the effects of mountaintop mining. The entrepreneur called the Dawn of CBD is sharing his thoughts on how he made it big in the hemp industry. And she claims he loved his son, but police say he murdered the one-year-old. Last night, we heard from the mother of Vaughn Brock.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock on the dot. It is Wednesday, April the 10th. I'm Will Puckett, and thank you for watching Mountain News This Morning. Well, if you had a rough day driving yesterday morning, don't worry, it's not foggy like it was. So you can take a deep breath and enjoy your coffee, tea, or soda this morning. Brandon's in the Weather Center getting ready to break down what you should expect as you walk out the door and throughout your day on this Wednesday. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, and you are right, my friend. We're seeing lots less fog this morning than we did this time yesterday. We're seeing no clouds either. Let's go to the last 6 hours on the satellite radar loop, and you can see all quiet across the region this morning. 10 by 10 on visibility, which means full visibility, so no issues there. 40 to 52, that's your range on temperatures this morning. Go across the state. 49 Paducah, 43 Charleston, 42 Cincinnati, 44 Tri-Cities, kind of going all the corners there. The out the door forecast, we are going to see temperatures climb into the low to mid 70s today under sunny skies. The rest of the forecast on the way here in just a few minutes. Will.
All righty, Brandon, thank you. Well, President Trump heads to Texas today, where he will attend a pair of fundraisers and hold roundtables with some of his supporters. It is his second visit to a border state in the past few days as he shakes up his immigration team. CBS's Laura Podesta has the latest from New York.
Today is the last day on the job for Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen and Acting Deputy Secretary Claire Grady.
I never said I'm cleaning house.
A senior administration official says the White House is frustrated by the agency's inability to implement President Trump's immigration policies.
If you get rid of catch and release, chain migration, visa lottery, you have to fix the asylum situation.
President Trump denied wanting to reinstate his family separation policy from last year.
We are not looking to do it.
But claimed it was effective.
Once you don't have it, that's why you see many more people coming. They're coming like it's a picnic, because let's go to Disneyland.
New figures from Customs and Border Protection show nearly 93,000 migrants were apprehended trying to cross the southern border illegally last month, the most in more than a decade. Many Republicans want to focus on a legislative fix.
To the extent that we can find a bipartisan solution, count me in.
But it appears the White House is ready to move forward on its own. That includes one rule change allowing the government to detain migrant children for more than the current 20-day limit.
They have a failed immigration policy, and they've decided getting tougher is the answer. They're wrong.
The Trump administration also wants to make it harder for immigrants to seek asylum. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
Now, those changes are likely to be contested in court. There are a handful of the president's other policies that have been struck down. Later today, Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Kevin McAleenan will take over as acting DHS secretary. Well, from the mountains of eastern Kentucky to Capitol Hill, one local man made the trip to testify before Congress about the effects of mountaintop mining. Carl Shoup is a third-generation coal miner from Benham, Kentucky. Yesterday, he told lawmakers during a U.S. House subcommittee hearing why he is against mountaintop removal mining.
I'm just looking around the environment and seeing the water being polluted and the mountains being torn up. I'm trying to fight for our people in our mountains, you know. That's what we've been fighting for. And you know, that's people that, like I'm saying, that we need in office to work for us. We're getting destroyed down there, you know. And I know people need jobs and stuff, but hey, that's what we're telling these politicians up here. Hey, it's the 21st century. We need to, coal is on its way out.
Kentucky Coal Association President Tyler White also testified at the hearing yesterday. He argues against Yarmouth's bill, saying it is too broad and would restrict other types of mining. Now, multiple health departments across Southwest Virginia are offering free classes for community members on how to recognize and respond to an opioid overdose. The training classes will teach participants how to use Narcan, a medication used to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. The Wise County Health Department will host theirs this Friday from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. The classes in Lee County will take place on Thursday, April the 25th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. The entrepreneur called the Dawn of CBD is sharing his thoughts on how he made it big in the hemp industry. Joe Vargas is one of the most recognizable people when it comes to CBD sales. CBD is an ingredient taken from the cannabis plant and used in a wide variety of products. Vargas sells those products through the website buylegalmeds.com. He was introduced to the CBD industry in 2015.
At that point, for me, it was more about seeing the ability that the cannabis industry can have. Just wasn't sure where CBD itself was going to go, and took probably the biggest risk of my life and threw everything into the CBD industry, and and here we are today.
Vargas has thousands of customers in part because of his huge following on social media. He has already opened 3 CBD stores and plans to open 3 more by the end of the year. We continue this morning with a fatal wreck in Pike County. An elderly woman is dead after she was run over by a car. It all happened in the Coal Run community yesterday evening. Officials have not released many details. They are still working on notifying family members. Investigators are looking into possible mechanical failure as the cause. We will update this story as we learn more on our website at WYMT.com. She claims he loved his son, but police say he murdered the 1-year-old. Last night, we heard from the mother of Vaughn Brock. Police believe he killed his son Cash and then set their trailer on fire. She defended her son yesterday after a judge sent the case to a grand jury. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on what she believes went down.
That Vaughn loved his son unconditionally.
Angie Brock came to the Laurel County Courthouse Tuesday as her son went before a judge to hear the early facts in the case.
He would never do anything to hurt his son.
But police say 26-year-old Vaughn Brock is responsible for starting the fire that claimed the 1-year-old's life. He's charged with murder and arson. Police say Brock ran from the fire, and later Joseph Cash Brock was found dead. Angie Brock has her own theories.
When I walked in, Cash had a cigarette lighter.
That her son didn't start the fire, but maybe her grandson did.
I think that Cash got up, and I think he got a hold of one of them butane lighters or a lighter, and I think the little feller accidentally set the house on fire.
Brock's attorney told the judge that there is no evidence that Brock tried to intentionally start the fire, that he tried to burn down their trailer, but the judge said there is enough evidence to find probable cause. Police have said Brock ran from the fire and was not found until 5 days later.
He ran. He was scared. He was scared, you all.
Police also say the toddler was found in a washing machine.
I think that he was smart enough to get away from the fire.
The grand jury will now consider the case against Brock, who remains in jail on a $500,000 bond. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
The Laurel County grand jury will consider the case against Brock when they meet on April 19th. Well, during jury selection for the man accused of killing 5 people in a 2015 crash came as a surprise to many. Jason Gibson decided to plead guilty. Gibson killed Charlene Lewis, Judy Pennington Adams, Tiffany Williams, Williams' 23-month-old son Kyson, and her unborn child after crashing into them on the Hal Rogers Parkway. Gibson accepted the 4 murder charges and fetal homicide charge. His sentencing will be May 6th. A Michigan family is suing 2 restaurants accused of over-serving the driver who caused a deadly crash in Lexington. The Abbas family of 5 was killed in the crash. Police say Joey Bailey, who grew up in eastern Kentucky, drove drunk the wrong way on I-75, hitting the family. The family is suing Horseshoes Kentucky Grill and Saloon in Lexington and Rooster's Wings in Georgetown. Bailey's blood alcohol level was more than 3 times the legal limit. Police say they caught a Harlan County man in a hotel room with an underage girl. Investigators say Trevor Weidman answered the door yesterday in his underwear. The girl was in the bed. Police say he told them the girl was 18, but the girl's mother went with them. She's actually 13. They charge Weidman with sexual abuse and unlawful transaction with a minor. A family asked him to watch their home, but police in Laurel County say he stole from them and even threw a party at their house. Now, Donnie Hammonds is behind bars. He faces burglary, wanton endangerment, and unlawful transaction with a minor charges. Investigators say he bought alcohol for 3 people underage last week and then stole a Yeti cooler he pawned off and cell phones he sold for $60. The University of the Cumberland started a new program and had a 100% pass rate on board exams. The university just graduated their first cohort of family nurse practitioners who all passed their exams. Staff say the region is in need of nurse practitioners to help meet the need for primary care providers. At the current rate, they say there are essentially more patients than providers, but the nurse practitioners are helping to fill that gap.
Beautiful start to the day across the mountains on this Wednesday, hump day, and we start in Pikeville this morning. Take a look at the Pikeville Medical Center camera where you can see the first light there coming over the horizon of sunrise, which happens just after 7 o'clock this morning. We go down to satellite and radar, and you can see things are pretty quiet heading out the door. Not a whole lot of cloud cover or much of anything going on today. That's going to be the trend. No visibility issues this morning, unlike yesterday where we had that dense fog advisory for a while. Temperatures anywhere between 40 and 52. That's your range this morning. Ridges a little warmer than those valleys. Not too much wind either. Only about a 7-mile-an-hour wind speed down at Monticello. App forecast as we head through the daytime hours. You can download that app for free on all the app stores. Sunshine across the board and temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Will?
All righty, Brendan. Thank you. Thank you for joining us right here on Mountain News this morning. We have more news on the way. We will show you the 2-year-old boy in Kansas who has captured the attention of the entire nation, and he is not slowing down. And for the first time in the 14-year history of the Excellence in Leadership series at the University of the Cumberlands, a woman is holding the honor of guest speaker.